Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Tyrannical House of Comedy. My name is Tyrant. I am here flying solo today. I was supposed to go on a date. That's why I'm wearing what I'm wearing. I popped the collar. Don't get me wrong. It was the collar was inside before, but I popped it out because I'm like, well, I'm going to do a podcast, so let's be a cool guy from the 80s who's obviously in the closet and has butt sex at least every day. No, I don't do that. Being gay is a sin and it's wrong. And if you have gay thoughts, you should stop them. You should stop them immediately. You should look, here. I've said this before and I'll say it again. I used to smoke crack. I haven't smoked crack in 6 years, maybe 7. Maybe 7 now. Actually, I think it'll be 7 in February or March. But the thing is like I think about crack and I'm like, man, I could really do some crack right now. I'd like some crack right now. I'd really like to do some crack right now. But I'm like, no, no, I will not do that because that's wrong. So basically, what I'm saying is being gay is definitely a choice. You know what I mean? Like, I can resist my crack thoughts. Why can't you resist thoughts of getting annihilated up your asshole and getting AIDS? Like, I don't understand what the problem is here. And that's the same thing with Jaguar, which is a car brand, if you didn't know. So Jaguar released a new ad campaign, and they basically decided that they're not selling cars anymore. They're selling homosexual ideals. And not just like being gay, it's being a man who likes to fuck women, but in a dress. I mean, I guess if that's your thing, sure. Like if you're a transgender person who likes to make porn for Pornhub, will you peg dudes who are fucking actual women? And we're like, oh, this is straighter than regular porn. No, no, I'm sorry. I just actually have to say, pause on all this. If you are watching porn where it's a trans woman having sex with a female, like an actual female, that's gayer than a man doing it. Like, I know it seems less gay because, like, oh, but it's a guy with tits. But there's just something about, you can feel it in your soul. You can feel it in your soul. Like, I've never watched a video, I just saw a clip, and I felt it in my soul that that was wrong. That was wrong. God didn't want that. I'm pretty sure God smote like 2 cities for it, Sodom and Gomorrah, and then named anal sex after one of the cities, which is wrong. But let me show you a whole ass video about anal sex in cars. I'm listening to different music than what's going on in the video. That's why I'm dancing. Matchbox 20. Anyway, I was really hoping a bunch of jaguars would just attack them at that moment. Like, they're all sitting on the rock looking around at each other like a bunch of fucking weird, and they just get attacked by alien jaguars, just rip them to pieces. And then it says, copy nothing. It's like, oh, yeah, you didn't copy anything besides like every other drag show ever. Like any gay bar. Like, they literally just recorded a gay bar on Mars. And we're like, copy nothing. You think this is gonna sell cars? And that's it. And that's it. Here's a bunch of faggots. Here's a faggot with a hammer. And then here's a bunch of faggots and a rock. Holy shit. What does that have to do with a car? What does that have to do with Explain. I would appreciate an explanation. Cuz it seems to me like you're trying to convince people that they're gay therefore shouldn't have kids, and we can just get rid of this whole like I feel like this is weaning out the like they're like oh like the deep state is like there's way too much autism going on. What are we gonna do about it? What are we gonna do about all this autism? Well, look, the younger ones are emotionally unstable, and we could probably convince them with weird commercials and like dudes who look like girls and and girls who look like dudes, and just throw them together in like a weird androgynous commercial, and they'll be like, oh yeah, maybe I am non-binary. Like this is literally like the end of the campaign that has been happening for fucking 5 or 6 years, and it's going to stop. Trust me, it's going to stop. People are sick of this. People are going to boycott this like they boycotted Bud Light, and then Bud Light had to rehabilitate itself and get Shane Gillis, which was awesome. I love that they got Shane Gillis. But I don't understand why there's still manufacturers across the country and even the world who are still doing this dumb stuff that are trying to promote basically homosexuality throughout the western world, and it doesn't make any and I'm not saying being gay is wrong, but it's not something we should promote because it's not normal, it's not healthy, and it's not good. Okay, I'm not saying it's bad, but it's not good. Okay, it's definitely not healthy, and it's definitely bad for society, considering most gay people were molested, and that's why they were gay. Actually, I'm pretty sure all gay people were molested, and they'll say, no, I wasn't molested, it was willing, but it's like, okay, a 14-year-old can't consent. I'm sorry. Like, I'm sorry, that's just how it is. That's just how it works. So you can't do all that shit. You can't push this gay transgenderism on people and say, no, 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 it's just we're just trying to express ourselves. You're not. You're trying to push negative ideals on others. We don't like this. We don't want this. Get it the fuck away from us. Um, I I don't remember what I was saying. Uh, all right, so I can't remember. And I can't stop the video to listen to what I was saying to continue it because then I wouldn't be able to edit it together because I'm retarded and don't have any type of software that does that. So, so even if I did have the software, I wouldn't be able to do it. But basically, what I'm saying is, we're pushing this gay culture on America to try and depopulate the world when we need more people, especially when we need more Americans. And I understand why they're like, oh, we're going to depopulate the people that are already here and bring immigrants in, is because immigrants and immigrants' kids are the hardest working people. It's the third generation people that are fucking terrible and ruin everything and fuck up the whole economy. But that's not always true. So basically, what I'm saying is don't be gay. What I said at the beginning about having thoughts about smoking crack that I resist, and I don't do them, so don't suck that dick. You look, if you're gay, like there's 1% of gay people who can't get hard when they see some tits. You can do it. You can pretend. And I know you can pretend because being gay was 1% of the population up until we made it legal. So just keep pretending. Just keep pretending. Do it for God. Do it so you're not a dirty ass fucking sinner. That's all. And speaking of sinners and people who are pieces of shit, we have Nancy Mace. I wanted to talk about Nancy Mace because everyone praises her. She's a Republican, what, like a senator or something? I don't fucking know. Senator or congresswoman? Let's check. Mom, Citadel grad, former Waffle House waitress. Oh, that's a quite the resume. There we go. So she is part of Congress, the lower house, representing South Carolina, and she puts real woman. Here's the thing, and I actually will pop this over so you can see. So you can see right there, it says Citadel grad. Okay, before Nancy Mace entered the Citadel, which is a military, which is like a military school program. It's like for officer schools. It was male only, and she sued to get access, and they gave it to her. So basically, what she did, as a female was invade male spaces. And now her whole fucking shtick as a congresswoman is pretending like women deserve their own spaces after taking men only spaces. This is the same thing with D&D, Magic the Gathering, every single video game production, video games just in general that have been destroyed over the past fucking 10, 15 years. All of those establishments destroyed because of fucking people like this, because of people who are like, I'm a strong feminist woman, and then suddenly decide that they're a Republican, a conservative. If you were conservative, you conserve the right for you to shut the fuck up, and you're dumb. You're dumb and you don't make sense. Sure, most men are dumber than, like, on average, women are smarter than men. But as far as the Laffer curve goes, the top end and the bottom end are men. In the middle, that midwit section is all women. All women. Perfect example right here. Oh my god, can you believe these men are trying to invade our spaces? Oh yeah, like how you sued to get a spot in a male-only space? Like how women forced themselves into Dungeons and Dragons and then changed the whole culture? Like that? Oh my god, I can't believe someone would do that to us. Oh, like how it used to be the Boy Scouts, we didn't allow women and gays, but now gays are allowed, women are allowed, we call it Scouts. Oh, but let's check in on the Girl Scouts real quick. Can we check in on the Girl Scouts and see if they allow males in there? Are males allowed to sell the same cookies? Why don't we just combine them and call them the Scouts? Isn't that the whole thing? Oh, no, right. Because women need their own spaces, but not men, right? Fuck you. Honestly, fuck you. Genders are different. And if you can only see that, sexes are different, not genders, because gender's not real. It's a made up concept in the 70s that was literally to push communism and all this identity politics bullshit. But if you were to sit there and say, that yes, we need to have equality, and have women only spaces, then you'd have to accept that we need man only spaces. Men need their own space just like women, because women do their own thing and men do their own thing. Men talk a certain way, women talk a certain way. We cannot mix these things. And Nancy Mace, please, you understand this. You obviously understand this because you're being bullied for, wait for it, protecting women is the height of gaslighting. I'll drink the tears in my Pinot Noir tonight. Cheers. Okay, you drunk bitch. Well, guess what? A man shouldn't be bullied for preserving male-only spaces. For a space where just a bunch of dudes can hang out, talk shit, and play fucking nerdy video games without some woman saying, I should be involved. You should lower the standards for me. And I'm not a sexist. Okay? The fact of the matter is, if you do a presidential fitness test in high school, women have to do half as many push-ups as men. Why? Because they're fucking weaker. Okay? I'm not saying that's wrong or bad or negative. But we are different. That's all I'm saying. We're different. And to pretend we're not, and to highlight Nancy Mace, this dumb woman who's obviously she's literally like she's on the retarded end of the Laffer curve. Like she's the dumbest of women. Have the average IQ higher than men. Hers averagely is lower than the average man. Obviously, because she's that fucking dumb that she doesn't realize suing her way into an all-male school and getting in there and being the first one to do it is just as bad as a man in a dress suing to get access to a fucking bathroom for females only. You dumb bitch. Yeah, and I mean that. You don't get to pick and choose your fucking philosophy, okay? You gotta go one lane or the other. Pick a lane, you big toothed bitch. Anyway, Nancy Mace is a piece of shit, and no one should respect her. No one should even take any credence to anything she says, because she's wrong. She's going to continue to be wrong. And she's going to, I'm protecting women. No trans women in our bathrooms. Like, okay, fuck you. Well, no women in our men's spaces. How about that? How about no women at this D&D tournament? How about no women at this Magic the Gathering fucking tournament? How about no women allowed in my fucking store? Is that okay? Oh, well, then guess what? Shut the fuck up. It's the same thing of like, oh, we're going to make black only spaces so they're safe. Oh, so you mean segregation? Oh, so you mean we're going to do no. We separate male and female because the only difference between the black and white community, honestly, is that the black community was corrupted and has a different culture. If we were to fix that culture, because here's the thing, multiculturalism doesn't work. You need to combine the cultures, they need to be merged, they need to all work together. A melting pot isn't a melting pot if no one's putting all their shit in the pot and accepting the melting. The problem is you let a bunch of fucking beaners in, a bunch of Africans in, and a bunch of Russians in, and they're like, why are they fighting? Why don't they get along? And you do it all at once. You have to do it a little at a time. Like we've done, we let a shitload of Italians, we let a shitload of Irish in, then a shitload of Italians in, then a shitload of Chinese in. Like and they, guess what happened? Guess. Just guess. Just guess. They assimilated. Oh my goodness, they assimilated because they were forced to go into communities different than them and forced to have their children educated and raised in a community different than they were. So it went well. But if you're doing these mass imports of people and they're all building up in the same fucking community, then you got Chinatown, where some dude is a second generation American Chinese immigrant. Like, they're American. Their parents are American. Their parents got citizenship. They were born here, and they can't speak English worth shit. Why? Because they normally it's actually Mexicans. But my point's the same. Why won't they do? Well, because they're all in the same. It just doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense to go outside the community. We're all in the same community in the same area. So we got Chinatown. That's why we got Niggerville. Like, that's why we got what we got. So yeah, fuck Nancy Mace. Really, I can't. She gets to me. I'll be honest. She gets to me. All of that does though, because it's like you took video games from men. You took board games from. You took Magic the Gathering. Like, everything got taken from us, and then we had to just sit there, and we have to just sit here and take it and deal with it. Like, what are we supposed to do? I'm gonna make my own commitment. No, because we're not dumb fucking women. We try to accept, we try to let you in, and then you try and change us. We're not gonna do that. We're not gonna do that, and we're not gonna do that to you. You can be the attention grabbing people that you are, and I will give you all the attention you want if I if I want you, like if I want to marry you. Yeah, but no, none of that. Anyway, speaking of women, let's talk about women in combat. Mark Milley has a retarded take on it. Let's hear him.
Don't lecture me about women in combat. Women have been in combat, and it doesn't matter if that 7.62 hits you in the chest. No one gives a if it's a woman or a guy who pulled that trigger. You're still dead.
Okay, let me tell you the difference. If a male gets hit by a 7.62 compared to a female, and they both just laying there bleeding out, the male they're going to walk up to and probably cut his head off on video and send it to like Al Jazeera. The woman, they're going to patch the wound, try and heal, and then rape her until she dies. See, that's the difference between men and women, is the rapeability. Oh, and also, I don't know, muscle tone. Like, you can say, don't lecture me about women in combat roles. Okay, who's the most back in the day when war happened? What did we do? We would try and send the women away while the men fought off these people. Why? I wonder why. Because after the invading army would win, they would rape. They would brutally rape all the women, all the fucking widows. And some of them would even take the women with them. And that was okay. And that's why we don't. That's why armies meet each other away from their cities, and why we do not put women in combat roles. Because if you get captured, I guarantee you, you will end up as a fucking wife to a dude with a harem of fucking hoes. You are going to end up having 7 children with some fat, dirty Muslim fuck when you get captured. Okay? Women need to stay out of combat roles. Not just because they're weaker, not just because they're too emotional, they cannot fight as well. It's just not like a woman 2 feet taller than me and 100 pounds heavier, I would still be able to fucking absolutely destroy in a fight. Like, just as trained as me. That's the thing. Like, women, maybe, even if they're bigger, they don't have as much muscle mass as men. Like, this is science. But we completely forgot this at some point and decided, yeah, no, women can definitely be in combat roles. We don't, and then also, here's the kicker. It's like, how many women have been raped while they're on combat roles? Oh, I don't know, but I know that most of them have been raped while in training with their all male counterparts. That's a fucking thing that happens. So just stop with that. Men are evil fucking people. Men will rape their own fucking country people because it's like, well, everyone else is doing it. Motherfuckers follow orders. The army is about following orders. Okay? Everyone there is a fucking follower. Remember that. Remember that. So when one woman is with 40 dudes and one of those dudes decide to rape her and he's got the strongest personality, guess what happens? The other 39 follow suit. And then she's traumatized. She doesn't understand what happened. Why would this happen to me? Why can't I trust anyone? I don't know, because you got surrounded by a bunch of bloodthirsty men who literally signed up to murder and rape. That's what war is. That's what they do. We should not allow women anywhere near that. We shouldn't even allow them as nurses on the fucking combat field at this point. It's fucking insane. Mark Milley is a traitor. He's a traitor. He's a piece of shit. He doesn't care about women. He's probably a fucking faggot, a gay homosexual who he refuses to have sex with a woman because his dick just doesn't get hard. But he'd love to see him killed. He loved to see them harmed on the field. He's a piece of shit. He's blackmailed. There's probably a video of him balls deep in a 6-year-old, and that's why he's talking this shit. Honestly, this dude is truly the spawn of Satan. He deserves to die. Like if we put him face up in a guillotine, that would be too good for him. It would be too fucking good for him. This is a comedy.
So if you meet the standards, our military must be and always should be a standards-based, merit-based military, period, full stop. It doesn't matter if you're white, if you're black, if you're a man, if you're a woman, if you're...
Okay. Yeah, let's do standard-based. Okay. Why is it that women have a different standard than men while joining the military? Why do women less pull-ups, less dips, less push-ups, less running than the men? Isn't that a different standard? I thought you said let's do it by standard, Mr. Mark Milley. Oh, right. You're a scumbag piece of shit politician who got your talking points from the deep state. And you don't give a shit. You really don't give a shit what happens. Even if your own daughter got fucking drafted and she got raped to death by your own fucking people, you'd be like, oh, that's part of the military, that's part of war, okay? And if you look at stats, it really doesn't happen. If you look at this, look at the blacks, look at that. Hey, maybe you change the fucking standards like you do. Oh, just like how if you're Asian, you need a higher SAT score than black people to enter law school. Oh, that's a little fucking weird, isn't it? Oh, no, that's okay because black people are dumber than whites and Asians, right? Well, if that's not true, then why is that the standard? Like, and that's how I see, like, why do women have a lower standard than men to join the military or even the presidential fitness test in high school? Why? Why is that? It's because women are weaker than men on the whole. On the fucking whole, they are weaker than men. And to pretend like they're not, to put this fucking this delusional liberal bullshit, this fucking oh, everyone is equal, we're all the same. That's not fucking true. It's bullshit. It doesn't it's sickening. I fucking hate it. I hate Canada. I hate Europe. Like, Russia is an authoritarian shithole, but at least they understand that women aren't to be in fucking combat roles. Like, what the fuck are we doing? Why is it the fucking third world countries protect their women more than the fucking first world countries? Like, no, no, we'll put them on the front line. We'll put them in combat roles. Yeah, yeah, we don't care if they get raped by their own people. Because that's the thing. That's the statistic. That's the weird statistic. Women who join the service are more likely to be raped by their fucking by their own like combat servicemen. By like an American woman who joins the American military is more likely to be raped by her fucking platoon than she is by the people she is fighting. So explain to me, please. Comment below. Comment, like, you don't have to like, dislike. I don't give a fuck. And then tell me why I'm wrong. Why this is wrong. And then look at any history book about all the rapes, the stealing of women, why there's women who have like DNA from every part of Europe. Huh, why would that happen when you're a mutt? You're 2%, 5% of everything? That's weird. Oh, well, it's because captured, raped, captured, raped, captured, raped. And everyone we're just so far removed from the actual brutality of life and war, of humanity, of our animalistic fucking urges, that people are dumb enough to believe this shit. It's fucking crazy. It's crazy to me that people are so stupid that they think that like, oh no, we've matured, we're not like that anymore. Okay, sure. Well, I was very decent and nice until I had nothing and needed to survive. And then it was all about survival, which is fuck everyone but me. And that's how I just this whole taking your own values and ideals, or like American values and ideals, and pushing them on the rest of the world, which is why we take in these like crazy retarded refugees with an IQ lower than 60 who are inbred to shit, and like their whole life is like raping and wiping their ass without toilet paper but their left hand. Like, obviously they have different ideals than us. And if you raise them in a community separate from us, if you let them have their own community, you bring all of them in, give them a whole neighborhood, and they never go outside or let anyone else in, they're just going to continue that with their kids. And they're like, it's just going to all be the same. That's why Sweden has no go zones. That's why France is like France and Britain are unrecognizable for how they are, but they're basically Muslim shitholes now. They're fucking absolute shitholes run by fucking Muslims. And yeah, actually, no, being Muslim is wrong. It's anti-Christian. It's anti-Christ. It's I mean, they literally raise like you can depict Jesus Christ, who's supposed to be the Son of God in Christianity, but the guy who's the prophet of God, you can't depict him. Otherwise, they'll blow up your school. Islam, the religion of peace, even though they have suicide bombers. And I'm not saying we didn't push them to, but they were always horrible fucking people. They inbred, they marry children and have sex with children. Like that's their whole like Christians had an old school version and we were like, "Oh no, that's fucked up. Let's not do that anymore." Jews, same thing. They had the Talmud, and I mean, some Jews still follow the Talmud, and they're obviously like Satanist sex offenders, and they're the synagogue of Satan. But most Jews are like, I've never read the Talmud. Like, we don't do that. We don't do that. I mean, I went to a bar mitzvah, and they didn't read the Talmud. They read the Torah. Like, that's their holy book, is the Torah. The Talmud's like old school. Like, that's like The inbred retards are doing that. Like, they're too stupid to try and kill the goys. And I'm not saying there aren't Jewish people that are trying to destroy us, but I'm not saying it's not a Jewish conspiracy, for fuck's sake. Um, and I just think we could do better with all this, and actually fight the evil, which is this, like everyone thought evil is like, oh, like women, oh, we shouldn't put women in combat roles because that's evil because they are just as good as women. And we're like, yeah, I guess it's freedom, they should be allowed to do what they want. But I mean, let's be honest, it was a litmus test, and we failed it. As Americans, we failed it. Every woman who, like almost every woman who went to fucking basic training got raped by their training group. I've met, like every woman I've met who went to the military has said this. Like it's fucking it's not even by some Arab, some uncut Arab, you know? It's some dude with a circumcised, it's on obviously probably a black guy, so definitely uncircumcised still. But it's just wrong. And as soon as we go back to thinking women have certain roles and men have certain roles, and some of those don't intersect, the better we'll be, in my opinion. Like, I know that's controversial. I know people think that's wrong, but Mark Milley is a retarded psychopath who obviously wants to kill America, kill your children. They have a video of him with his penis deep inside of a 4-year-old boy. And he knows that. And so he knows he has to say what they want him to say. So he has to just keep up with this bullshit. And I guess that's where we're at as a people, and I don't know where to go with that. Like, how do you surmount this horrible, horrible? Uh, I don't even know what to call it. A fate? Like, our where America is, like as a government. Like our government is the most like the thing is like even if you did a French Revolution style thing, it's like what comes next then? Who comes next? Because the most evil people are going to take power most of the time. I mean, America's the only government that when it got overthrown, they tried to install George Washington as a king, which would have been a tyrant. And he said, no, like, we're not going to do that. We're not having any kings. If you guys want, you can elect me. And they unanimously elected him twice. And then he stepped down like any good person should do. And that was good, but we slowly started going away from that, getting more and more corrupt. And I just, I don't know where we go from here. I don't know where we go from here because no one's talking sense. No one's saying what I'm saying. No one's being like, "Hey, you know, this is good, but this is a like what I've been saying." It's you have the Kyle Kalinskis of the world who are just screaming all types of obscenities because they're so upset that Trump won and they just have TDS so bad. And then you have the other side that refuses to see any good or sorry, refuses to see any bad that the Trump administration does because they're Trumpers and they don't want to get knocked. Like, we have to call out these horrible fucking picks for his cabinet. Like, Matt Gaetz was a good pick because he would have gone after those fuckers. And then he drops out, and he's also not going to Congress. He's not going to go to Congress. Everyone thinks he's going to go for the governor of Florida, but how does that help? Like, what corruption are you exposing then? You're not doing anything. He would have been good in AG. And I understand it'd been tough for him to get confirmed, but the fact of the matter is he could just get approved as a temporary, like a temporary appointment. Like they make him acting AG. That's a thing that they do. Oh well, he's acting AG until we find another one, and you can do that for 4 years. Just keep picking shitty fucking people that Senate will never approve. It's as simple as that. And that's what they could have done. That's what they're going to do with RFK if they don't approve him. That's what they're going to do with Pete Hegseth, whatever, the guy they picked for DOD. That's what they're going to do with Tulsi Gabbard. And that's a good thing. But why wouldn't you do that with Matt Gaetz? I hope you have an intricate plan that's really going to make it even better than him being AG. But him being AG is literally the highest position to go after Congress people. It does not make any sense. If you're the head if you're the attorney general of the United States of America, you can go after any congressperson, any senator, any ex-president, anyone. You can go after fucking Benjamin Netanyahu if you wanted. And he's like, "No, I'm good." Obviously, APAC has a picture of him as well. I don't know where we go from here as Americans. I mean, it would be nice if we kept our superiority, but if we do, I think we just end up authoritarian China. I actually think we are already authoritarian China. Like, I think that I think we could do better. I think more people need to talk to people and talk about that stuff. Just like it's okay if you're gay, but you don't have to push it on children. You don't have to push it on the public. Being gay is not normal. It's not. I mean, you may be like, "Oh, well, 25% of Gen Z is queer." Well, they're not. They're really not. They're identifying as queer because that's the popular thing to do, and that's what kids do is they follow the trends. And the media has made that the popular thing is being gay and or being queer because most of them are like, "Oh, well, I'm non-binary or I'm queer, but I still like I'm a man who's queer, but I still like girls." It's like, "Well, that's literally the opposite of queer." But I mean, okay. And we just went with this and let it happen. And that's it's just America is too nice to our children. Children need a good what is the word? Tough love. Children need tough love, especially American children that get everything they want. That aren't forced to work. That aren't forced to see death and destruction in front of them in every place. You know, like that's why people come from India and they come here and they're hard workers. It's like, whoa, what the hell? He's a hard worker. Why isn't this 14-year-old kid? Oh, I don't know, because he's a fifth generation immigrant who's like the son of an oil tycoon. Why would he try? He doesn't give a shit. I just think we need to stop. We need to slow down and get back to normal. And then we can be superior to everyone. That's all. That's all. Um I know I was making a point and I forgot it again cuz I suck. But like all these people are part of the I was saying about people being part of the problem. These people who are like, "Oh, well, no, we should do that." Like they're either trying to be nice, they're blackmailed. Neil deGrasse Tyson. Perfect example. Let's hear him. Unfortunately, this is a 3-minute clip, but it is a good one. So please, and if you're gonna tune out right now, please like, comment, subscribe, share the show with your friends. I would really appreciate it. It helps the show grow. We're trying to do better. I'm trying to do at least 2 shows a week. This week I just work's been crazy. I'm gonna try and do another one in the middle of the week. Um, but to encourage me, please subscribe, like, send a comment saying that I don't suck, or send a comment saying I'm a fag. I I don't care. You'd be like, hey, you're gay, but that was kind of funny, or yeah, no, you got some. Anyway, thank you. Comment, like, subscribe. Here's Bill Maher.
Scientific American, the magazine. I remember when it was around when I was
grew up with it. Yeah,
grew up with it.
yeah,
Okay. Well, their editor had to quit. You saw this.
yeah. I heard about it because she expressed some opinions. Right. Yeah.
Okay, sure, but it sure didn't sound scientific. It didn't sound like the person I would want to be running Scientific American.
Okay.
It was a rant on Twitter. Okay, I could read it to you.
Well, what was the rant,
really
Bill?
ugly, you know.
I have to actually pause and make sure because I'm pretty sure Bill Maher. I should actually probably get rid of it. He might. This show doesn't get posted on YouTube because of this, but
I apologize to
trying
younger
to talk
voters that my
over
Gen X
him.
is so full of fucking fascists. Okay, I'm
All
not.
right, we didn't hear what he
Gasket
said.
right
I'm
there.
not for.
All right. Yeah.
I'm not for kidding to you. It's really ugly. You know.
Okay, here it is.
I apologize to younger voters that my Gen X is so full of fucking fascists. Okay, I would
Blue
not.
gasket right
I'm
there.
not for.
All right. Yeah.
I'm not for canceling anybody on either side.
Yeah.
So But here's what I think is the scandal.
What?
This is in scientific.
Well, here's the scandal. The fact that some bitch called all of Gen Z fascists because they majority voted for Trump. Okay. majority of boomers and millennials are fucking communists, are dirty communist pieces of shit, and deserve to be fucking put in a goddamn mass grave, just like the fucking commies who killed 100 million people in the Holodomor, or even more in Maoist China. Fuck you, nigga.
Scientific American.
Yeah.
Less than a year ago. Inequity between male and female athletes is a result not of inherent biological differences between the sexes, but of biases in how they are treated in sports.
Okay, so basically what he said is it's not biological differences that make men better than women. It is the fact that women get treated like and have lower standards than men. And that's why they can't do as many pull-ups or push-ups as men. Is because we don't let them do as many push-ups and pull-ups as men in gym class. That's why. I don't Scientific America. Scientific America. What are we doing? What the fuck are we doing here? And then you got this fucking line. Like, he's like Sam Harris saying that Elon Musk is not an intellectual. Oh, really? Oh, really? What have you done compared to him? You talk for a living. He makes fucking rockets that are literally he makes rockets and cars that no one else can recreate. Our government can't recreate the rockets that he makes. And you're like, well, he's not a real intellectual because he doesn't understand that liberalism is good. Like, Sam Harris, what have you ever done? You wrote some books. You analyze things. You say, "Oh, as a logical person, I understand that I'm fucking retarded." Yeah, you're literally fucking retarded, dude. You literally talk for that'd be like me saying I'm an intellectual compared to whoever invented McDonald's. He's more of an intellectual than me. I ain't never done shit, dude. Just like Sam Harris. His claim to fame was being on the intellectual dark web. Oh, which only happened because of Joe Rogan platforming him, and then he lost as soon as COVID happened because he is a horrible cuck and actually I think he might be too smart to actually believe what he's saying. Honestly, I think they probably same with Neil deGrasse Tyson, just have him balls deep in a 14-year-old or just an R tape, harvesting grapes from a woman who said no.
That's nuts. And it sure ain't scientific, and it's in Scientific American. And that's why the Democrats lost the election. It's true.
Bill, every 20 minutes on your platform, you come up with another reason why the Democrats lost. You already have the answer. They lost the election. So anything you say
That's
is
not
why
true.
they did it.
First of all, you don't watch this show, so you don't know that. I know you don't, and it's okay. But you talk as if you do, and you
fucking Bill actually going at it. Thank God his handlers let him loose, honestly. I've been waiting for that. Neil doesn't know that because Bill is like, no. Fuck you, dude. You don't even watch my show. Don't pretend like you do and try and lecture me. Fuck you. I love it.
and that's okay.
Bill, if you make it so I can't post this shit because of this clip, I will find you and fight you. This is a comedy podcast. I'm obviously
Just don't bullshit me. That's the one thing people can't ever do on this show is bullshit me. And that's fine. But I don't say that. I have very good reasons. But engage with the idea here. What I'm asking is, Scientific American is saying basically that the reason why an WNBA team can't beat the Lakers is because of societal bias.
What you're saying is not Scientific American says that. An editor for Scientific American says that who no longer has the job. So don't.
No, Scientific America didn't say that. It's someone who was the editor for them, which is higher up than a writer. They don't work for them anymore. But not because of that comment. It's because of something completely different where they called all of Gen X fascists. But please, let me try and explain this away and talk too much with my hands like I'm Gavin Newsom. No, I'm a fake scientist. I'm just a fake scientist who gets involved in politics because I had a rape case once. And well, see, here's the logically what people don't understand is he's doing this shit. He's like, oh, I got string. String theory says that the XY can be turned into an XX if you extend the string, and Jews are cool. I don't know. I don't like. No one knows what you're saying, Neil. No one cares. Like, cause you're a liar. You've never done a study. You've never done any actual science. You're like Bill Nye the Science Guy. You never did any science. You're an actor. You're the same as Jake Tapper on the news. You're not a journalist. You're an actor. Shut the fuck up.
Indict a
Fuck
170-year-old
shit.
magazine because somebody
Okay, this is
goes-
called
go-
Scientific
somebody-
American,
Well,
and
because-
they're printing something
because
that's...
someone enters the cesspool that is social media and then participates in that exchange. So
Why
What?
can't you
let's
just-
talk about science.
What the
Why can't you just say this is not scientific, and Scientific American should do better?
Oh my God,
Well,
Bill
does she
Maher.
still have her job?
No, not because of...
Wow, imagine that. The comedian Bill Maher is more logical than the scientist Neil deGrasse Tyson. Oh, sorry, the Get the fuck out of here, dude. Oh, fucking A, dude. I don't like. You couldn't point Mars out on a map, you fucking liar.
This, I said, the scandal is not her tweet. The
Because
scandal...
that was like a year ago, was it? Which one was a year ago?
I think a year ago, women still couldn't beat men
Yeah.
in basketball or any other sport. And it
Oh,
wasn't
he's
because of
fucking
society.
pissed, dude. Bill Maher is so
surprised?
Long
pissed.
distance swimming, women
He
might actually
fucking
have the advantage.
hates. And
You
so do
look into
I.
that.
I get it.
Yeah,
Maybe long distance swimming,
Yeah.
yes. Okay.
yeah. Just I've looked
You hear
into
that?
it. Yeah.
I don't know if you heard that, but what he said was, well, actually, there's evidence that women are better at long distance swimming with sports, which is like, oh, okay. So not even one sport, one part of one sport, like 1/100th of a sport, like maybe 1/20th or 1/50th of a sport, they dominate in the long distance part that no one gives a shit about. Everyone gives a shit about sprints. People care about sprints, not long distance. No one fucking watches the Olympics. Everyone watches the Olympics every 4 years because everyone's like, "Are you gonna watch the Olympics this year? Oh, well, let's do it." And then they're like, "Oh, look at that! There's a new fucking runner. She's transgender. Holy shit! She won by 20 seconds. Man, women are fast these days, especially if they have testicles."
Well, I'm going to file you under part of the problem.
I'm gonna file you under part of the problem. And he gets it. He knows he is. He knows. He's like, yeah, but at least that video of me fucking that 7-year-old won't come out.
Scientific and American.
Why won't it let me
Scientific American.
there was an X above it, but fuck you. I'm angry. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm angry. Jay Leno got beat up by his book.
What on earth happened to Jay Leno?
Oh, your poor face.
Look at my eye.
Oh my gosh.
Jay Leno is all bruised up. The left side of his face is black and blue. His eye is swollen shut.
Well, kids, this is a message. Don't get into gambling, because it doesn't matter how famous or rich you are. If you tell them I'll pay you next week when they wanted it this week, they'll still show up at your hotel at the Hampton Inn, beat the shit out of you, roll you down a hill, and say, if you say that we beat you up, we will fucking kill you, you piece of shit, Jay Leno. I promise you, okay? Consider this your debt paid, and you better gamble again, you bitch. Otherwise, we'll throw you down the hill again. Put the eye patch on, faggot. You put the eye patch on.
And look at his injured wrist.
It broke my wrist, lost the nail on the finger, and then I'm all black and blue.
The comedian says he fell down a 60-foot hill.
I said, well, the hill doesn't look that steep. Let me take a... Down! and then I.
You rolled down a hill?
Oh,
That's not true.
No, that's true.
Jay Leno says he was staying at a Hampton Inn about 30 miles outside of Pittsburgh on Saturday night when he wanted to have dinner at a local restaurant
We're
before
fucked.
his show.
That's not good. Okay, let's be honest here. Taking on Norm McDonald's gambling debts. And they threw him down a hill. How are you a multimillionaire staying at the Hampton Inn Motel? It's a motel. I can afford the Hampton Inn. Like that's like an upgrade from Motel 6. Like a slight upgrade from Motel 6. You're not you're not like, oh, I guess I gotta go to the Hampton Inn. That's where they booked me. If you're a rich guy, you're like, no, I'll find I will absolutely find a Hilton Garden Inn. Like minimum, you're gonna find a Hilton Garden Inn. You're not gonna go for Hampton Inn, and then you fall down a hill on the Hampton Inn. No, buddy. You don't gotta lie to us. We know. You gambled too much. You lost. It's the third time. They said, hey, you're going to pay or we're going to fuck you. Like, we told you to pay. And you're like, no, just give me one more week. And they're like, we already did. And so they beat the living shit out of you. They beat the living fuck out of you, dude. No one believes you fell. No one believes you fell down a hill, broke your wrist, got a black eye and face on one side from rolling down a hill. Your whole face would be fucked up if one part was. Unless you fucking hit a rock on the way down, which you didn't mention. It's obviously a mob gambling debt. Just figure it out with your bookie, dog. What the fuck are we doing here? Shit's crazy. Oh my goodness. I don't know what I got into. Anyway, please like, comment, subscribe, share the show with your friends. Follow me everywhere. Tyrant House Co. All one word. Tyrant House Co. All one word. Please like, comment, subscribe. Tell me I'm the N word. Call me a nigger in the comments. Call me a fag. Tell me I'm great. If I am great, I don't know. Who am I? I don't know. I meant to put on my Santa hat and I forgot. Sorry. Please like, comment, subscribe. Tell Gavin Newsom to go fuck himself. Thanks for watching.